Hello students, today I am going to explain one of the unit from the BTech first year. So that is a fourth unit, stereochemistry and a reaction mechanism. So now I will deal with stereochemistry. So some of the topics that some of the topics we need to discuss in a stereochemistry. So that is the representation of a 3D structure, classification of a isomers, constitutional isomers, optical isomers, enantiomers and properties, diastereomers and their properties, geometrical isomers, optical isomers, chirality, elements of symmetry, conformation analysis of N-butene, and last is the configuration. So that is a R and S configuration. So we can give a R and S configuration to a given compound or a given isomer. So now we will discuss the first topic, that is the first content, that is the representation of a 3D structure. So how we can represent a 3D structure on a plane or a board. So first representation, that is a wedge dash projection or a flying wedge, and a second is a Newman projection, and a third is a Sawhorse projection. So now we will see first projection. So first projection, wedge dash projection. So what is meant by a wedge dash projection? So how we can represent a 3D molecule by the wedge dash projection? So what this wedge dash is saying? So first is where the chiral carbon, so this is a chiral carbon, so where the chiral carbon is attached to the 4 different groups, and here the 2 normal lines and one is a dotted line and a wedge bond. So what wedge is representing and what is dotted line or a broken line is representing, and a normal bonds that is representing. So these normal bonds which are representing the bonds that are on the plane of a paper or on the board. So that is a bonds on the plane, and the next is a dotted line. So dotted line is the bond that is below the plane or behind the plane, and this is a wedge. So wedge is a line which is representing the bond above the plane. So that is a wedge dash projection. And next is the Newman projection. So that is the first is the where the molecule is containing a one single chiral carbon. So if you will see in a second projection, Newman projection, so when the compound is containing a 2 chiral carbons. So 2 chiral carbon means a front carbon and a back carbon. So front carbon and a back carbon. So this is the front carbon and this is the back carbon. So front carbon, where we are fixing the front carbon, and a back carbon which is also called as a ray carbon. So when the back carbon is in a rotation, how there is a changing in a group. So we will see here, so how we can representing. So this is how we can represent if a 2 chiral carbons are there. So this is the first carbon. So where it is represented with a point. So which is represented with a point, and that from that point where the carbon is attached to the 3 different groups. So this is the front carbon where the carbon is attached to the 3 different groups, and the back carbon. So where the back carbon, so this is the back carbon where the back carbon is represented with a circle. So from again, so back carbon which is attached to the 3 different groups. So that is these are the lines, or these are the bonds which is radiating from the circle or the point, means that is a front carbon is a back carbon which is attached to the 3 different groups. So point first carbon, point and a second carbon, that is a circle with a circle. So that means here when we club this first and a second carbon, so this is how we are getting the Newman projection. So this is a point. So from the point 3 groups are originating or radiating, and the second is representing with a circle where the 3 groups are originating. So this is a Newman projection. Again the Newman projection, there are 2 forms are there when it's a stable and a less stable, that is the staggered form and a eclipsed form. So in the staggered form where the bulky groups in an anti-position, and eclipsed form, so why it is a less stable means here staggered when compared to the eclipsed form, staggered form is more stable, so where the repulsion is very less between the bulky groups, and here if you will see the eclipsed form where the repulsion is more between the methyl groups. So that is how with this eclipse is the less stable when compared to the staggered form, and that is the Newman projection. And next is the Sauer's projection. So what is meant by Sauer's projection? Again, so Sauer's is also applicable to the when the compound or isomer consisting of a two chiral carbons, so front carbon and a second carbon. So here front carbon, so where the front carbon so the slant line, so front carbon where the three groups are attaching, and the back carbon where is a again the three groups are attaching. So here where one of the carbon is fixing and there is a rotation in the second carbon. So second carbon, if there is a rotation, so there is a changing in the group. So consider this is the first carbon and this is the second carbon. So first carbon, so I am not any displacement in the group. So without any displacement in the group, only there is a changing. So when there is a rotation in the second carbon, the groups are changing their position. So that is how we can represent a Sauer's projection on a plane or a paper. So 3D structures, how we can represent on a plane or a paper. Now we will deal with the stereochemistry. So what the stereochemistry is doing? So stereochemistry, so which is a Greek word. So stereo is nothing but a, so in a Greek, so where stereo is nothing but a solid, so which is applicable to the molecules. So where the stereochemistry, the compounds or the molecule. So actual definition for a stereochemistry, that is where it is dealing with the spatial arrangement of atoms or groups in a molecule. So as I said, so if the carbon is attached to the three different groups, so how the spatially arrangement of atoms that is taking place so within a molecule. So that is the definition for a stereochemistry. So general classification. So what means a isomer? So isomerism, so stereoisomerism. So isomerism means is nothing but isomers which is having the same molecular formula but differ in the structural formula. So that means here when the two or more compounds having the same structural formula but differ in their composition. So how we will see here? So some of the examples we will see even physical. So not only the same which is having the same molecular formula but differ in the physical and the chemical properties, such compounds are called as isomers, and the phenomenon is called as the isomerism. And a classification, general classification. So this is the isomerism where it is divided into a generally structural and a stereoisomerism. Again, the structural is divided into chain, positional, functional, and a metamerism and a tautomerism. So that are the some of the classification that is in a structural isomerism. And a stereoisomerism. Stereoisomerism, in a stereoisomerism again it is divided into a geometrical and a optical isomerism. So this is a general. So where the structural, the stereoisomers, again the stereoisomers are divided into geometrical and optical isomers. Again the optical isomerism, so based on the optical activity, again that is divided into a two, so that are enantiomers and diastereomers. And here again geometrical isomers, so based on the groups, so which is on the opposite side or on the same side. Again, if the groups are on the, if a given isomer which is where the groups are on the same side, such isomers are called as the cis isomers, and on the opposite side, so that are called as the trans isomers. So if we will see first, that is the structural isomer. So the other name for a structural isomer is a constitutional isomer. So what is meant by constitutional isomer? So here the again same the isomers, so where the molecule or the isomers which is having the different arrangement of atoms in a molecule, but it is having even a different physical and the chemical properties. So even the structural is also called as a constitutional isomers. So if you will see here some of the properties of a structural isomers, so properties, so which is having the same or a different functional groups, and which is having a, so the two isomers or two compounds, even though it is having the same molecular formula but differ in a physical and a chemical properties. So here some of the examples I explained here. So some of the examples of a structural or a constitutional isomer, so that is a That is a, so example, so 2-methyl propane and a butane. So here if we see with these three 2-methyl propane and a butane, which is having the same molecular formula, but here what is here different here? So different in the spatial arrangement of atoms. And even ethyl alcohol and a diethyl ether, so even these are having a same structural formula but differ in the functional groups. So functional groups means here, so as I explained in the classification, so where it is having a, so structural, so based on the chain, based on the functional group and based on the position of a functional group, so that are the three types. So here first is the based on the carbon chain. So if you will see here, first two butane and a 2-methyl propane, where it is representing a two or more compounds, but here if you will see the chain, so first is a carbon chain, so where the length is a carbon chain, 4 carbon chain in a butane. So butane chain is more carbon chain when compared to the 2-methyl. So in that way, carbon chain is differing. And second, if you will see here, ethyl alcohol and the diethyl ether. So ethyl alcohol, so which is having a change in the functional group. So here alcohol functional group and a diethyl functional group. So diethyl functional group means here ester functional group, and a third is the position of a functional group. So how it is changing the position of a functional group? So amine, so when it is having a at a second position, and here if you will see that is in a first position. So based on the position of a functional group, so that is a type of a, so that are the carbon based on the carbon chain. So chain isomerism, functional isomerism and a positional isomers. So that are the some of the types in a structural isomers and a positional isomers. And here stereoisomers. So what is mean by stereoisomers? So stereoisomers again, so stereoisomers are the isomers or the compounds which is having a same molecular formula, but here but different arrangement. So spatially how they are arranging, so that is a in a molecule the spatial arrangement based on which is having a two isomers which is having a spatial arrangement is differing. So that is the stereoisomers, and these are the some of the properties. So based on the orientation of the atoms, the spatial arrangement is taking place, and the properties if you will see here, stereoisomers, so which are differing in the way of atoms, so how they are spatially oriented, and even which is having the same IUPAC name but differing in a configuration. So we will see what is R and S configuration. So based on a R and S and configuration, that is differing, and which is having always a same functional groups in a stereoisomers. So that is a, again this is a stereoisomers again is of two types. So what are the two types of a stereoisomers? So that is a optical isomers and a geometrical isomers. So optical isomers. So first we will see what is meant by a optical isomers. So optical isomers are the compounds which is having a same structure but differ in their configuration, and here, and this is applicable to the molecule which are in a asymmetric molecule. So asymmetrical molecule, that is applicable here optical isomers, and here these are the isomers which are rotate the plane polarized light, and here these are the optical isomers which is having a similar or identical physical and chemical properties, and here differ in the action. So differ in their action means here, so plane polarized light, detailedly I will explain, and here some of the isomers, that is so how they are differing in their action means some of the isomers that is rotating towards the plane polarized light towards the right side or towards the left side. So in that way that are differing. So optical isomers are differing. And next is the enantiomers. So here, so best example in optical isomers, that is a glyceraldehyde. So glyceraldehyde, so as I said, how there is a differ in their action towards the plane polarized light. So plane polarized light, so here minus and a plus. So plus is indicating, so when the compound or isomer that is rotating towards the right side. So that is the plus glyceraldehyde, and a negative glyceraldehyde, so that is the molecule or isomer that is rotating towards the left side to on the action of a plane polarized light. And here these are the isomers which are not superimposable and mirror images which are optically active. So optically active, why we are calling here? So whenever these molecules are active towards the plane polarized light, there is showing a action based on the rotation towards the right and the left side, and here non-superimposable and the mirror images. So if you see the plus and the negative glyceraldehyde, so when we are fixing the one of the negative glyceraldehyde on a plus glyceraldehyde, all the atoms are not fixing. So that means here that are non-superimposable. So superimposable means, so when we are, so for example, if you see the best example, we can say hand. So all the fingers, so if you see the fingers, so which are fixing, so one of the finger is fixing. So four-finger thumb, if you see, all the fingers are fixing in that position. So that means we can say this is an example of a superimposable. So all are fixing on the same position. But here glyceraldehyde positive and a negative which are coming under a non-superimposable, so where the atoms or no atoms of the molecule or isomer that are not fixing. And even so mirror image. So first see here, so negative glyceraldehyde is the mirror image of the positive glyceraldehyde. So that is how, so example, so mirror images and a, so here I substituted with the XYZ. So we can replace the XYZ and a W with some other groups. And here optical isomers again classified into a two types again. So what are the two types? Enantiomers and a diastereomers. So what is meant by enantiomers and a diastereomers? So enantiomers are the isomers which can rotate the plane polarized light. So when there is a action towards the, when the isomers are action towards the plane polarized light, so the molecule is started rotation, maybe either a right side or a left side, so which is showing a anti-clockwise and a clockwise rotation or a orientation. So such compounds are called as the enantiomer. So here I took the example, one of the example, if you will see here. So this is the example. So this is the example where the molecule is where the isomers are non-superimposable, and one of the enantiomer is the mirror image of the second structure. So that is how, so that is the example, mirror images and a non-superimposable such structures or isomers are called as enantiomers. And if you see some of the properties of enantiomers, so the two enantiomers which is having the same physical and chemical properties, and even so same and physical properties in the sense here boiling point, so which is having the same boiling point, melting point, density and refractive index, and here so which is showing the activity towards the plane polarized light maybe in a opposite direction. So that means here one of the isomer is taking a rotation towards the clockwise and one of the isomer is taking a rotation towards the anti-clockwise. So that is so dextrorotatory and a levorotatory. So dextrorotatory, so when the compound is starting a rotation towards the clockwise, when the plane polarized light is showing action on a isomer, so it started its orientation towards the right side or a left side. So right side if it is showing means that molecule is called, that isomer is called as a dextrorotatory, which is indicating or are represented by a positive sign. So, and anti-clockwise means that that isomerism which is calling showing our orientation which is a anti-clockwise. So anti-clockwise means which is called as a levorotatory. So levorotatory which is represented with a negative sign. And here so the two enantiomers which can be separated by some of the processes. So easily we can represent it by the two enantiomer by the mechanical separation and a biochemical separation. And a best example you will see here. So as we know, the enantiomer which is having a chiral carbon, so it may be consists of a 1 or a 2 chiral carbon, and based on the rate of reaction, so two enantiomers even which is differing on a rate of reaction. Chemically though it is identical, the two enantiomers are identical but showing a different rate of reaction and which is having a chiral carbon. And enantiomers are biologically active while enantiomers are not. So here enantiomers which is even, which is consisting of a achiral carbon. So not only a chiral carbon, even enantiomers, some of the enantiomers are consisting of a achiral carbon also. So that means chiral means here which is consisting of a 4 different groups, achiral not with a 4, it may be a 2 or 3. So that is the achiral carbon, and some of the example like a nicotine, nicotine less, nicotine which is a, so plus nicotine which is a less poisonous, and a negative nicotine which is a more poisonous, histidine which is a, so plus histidine, so which is showing a orientation, so histidine which is showing a orientation with a clockwise, so plus histidine which is a sweet one, and a negative histidine amino acid which is a tasteless one. So that are the some of the examples of enantiomers, so biological examples. And coming to the second type is the diastereomers. So diastereomers, so you will see the enantiomers which are the mirror images of the of each other. But here if you will see here diastereomers, so which are the non-mirror images. So that means here even the isomers can rotate the plane polarized light, but which are the non-mirror images of each other. Such isomers are called as the diastereomers. So enantiomers are the mirror images, whereas diastereomers are the non-mirror images. So these are the non-mirror images. So that is the definition for a diastereomer. So if you will see the properties of a diastereomers, so diastereomers have the different physical properties. So whereas if we see in enantiomers which is having identical physical properties, but here diastereomers which is having a different physical properties like a solubility. So if you see the two diastereomers, so which is showing a difference in the soluble property, and the diastereomers having a similar physical properties. So even which is having a similar chemical properties but different in a physical properties. And the diastereomers differ even in the rotation also. So in enantiomers which is showing a active towards the plane polarized light, where it is one of the enantiomer is rotating towards the right side and one of the enantiomer is rotating towards the plane polarized side. So when it is rotating towards the right and the left, such enantiomers, such isomers are optically active. But here the diastereomers, when the plane, whenever there is a passing of plane polarized light to the diastereomers, which is the molecule, the isomers are inactive. So inactive means here the diastereomers is started rotation in the same side. Maybe the two diastereomers maybe rotate towards the right side, or maybe a complete rotation towards the left side. So when the two diastereomers are rotating towards the completely a left or a right, so that's why we are calling it as a optically inactive. And here, so diastereomers which can be separated, so processes are fractional distillation and a fractional crystallization. So example if you will see, so example, so what is the example here I took? Here is a 2,3-dichloro. So at second position and a third position, 2 chlorine groups are there. So 2,3-dichloropentane. So 5 carbons are there. So 2,3-dichloropentane. So which are the enantiomers and what are the diastereomers if you will see here? So here the relationship between so if you will see here, just see the 2,3-dichloropentane, how we can represent. So here, so 2,3-dichloropentane which is having a more than one chiral carbon. So here these are the two chiral carbons. So this is the first carbon, so chiral carbon which is attached to the 3 different groups, and this is the second which is attached to the 3 different groups, and this is the mirror image of the first is a mirror image, the second is the mirror image of the first one. So if you see, these are called as the enantiomer. So here, so why we are calling it as the enantiomer? So which is showing a mirror image, whereas so even here, so these are the how we can write a how we can represent, how we can show a spatial arrangement. So in a 4 forms, so first and a second and a third and a fourth. So same molecular, so which is having a same molecular formula, but here different orientation of the atom. So if you see here, second and third positions on the same side, the chlorine are the here also same on the left side. And if you see here, this is a mirror image. So this is the fourth one is a mirror image of the third one. So how we can differentiate enantiomers and the diastereomers? So first and a second, which is showing a mirror image, and even third and a fourth, which is showing a mirror image. And if we will compare the first and a third structure, so first and a third structure, so first structure, so where the chlorine, so second chlorine on the left side and the third chlorine which is on the right side. And here on the same side the chlorine is there, so which is showing a non-mirror images. And even in the same way, second and a third structure. So second and a third structure, just differentiates second and a third, second structure and a third structure, which is also enantiomers. And the third and the first structure, third, so first and a third structure, and even fourth and a second structure. So fourth on the chlorines are on the same side, and if you will see here, one of the chlorine is here. So that means non superimposable and non-mirror images of each other. So that is how, so that are some of the properties with the example. Now we will see the enantiomers and the diastereomers, that is coming under the optical isomerism. And the next we will see here geometrical isomerism. So geometrical isomerism is applicable to the again the more than chiral carbon. So that means here where the carbon, so carbon double bonded carbon. So that means here this geometrical isomer is mainly applicable to the alkenes. So alkenes, so carbon, so this is the carbon and a carbon. So double bonded. So between the carbon and a carbon, there should be a presence of a double bond. So that means here, so spatial arrangement, geometrical arrangement of atoms in alkene, so carbon double bonded atom, such isomerism is called as a geometrical isomers. Again, these are the compounds do not rotate the plane polarized light, and these are showing a different physical and chemical properties. And here the isomers which is containing always a double bond which cannot rotate the plane polarized light, and even which arises from the ring structure. So even these are the double bonded structures, even can originate or arises from the ring structures or from the aromatic structures, and the rotation of a bond is restricted. So rotation of a bond, so where we already discussed in a Newman projection where the carbon, so carbon is fixing and there is a rotation in the second carbon. So that means here between the carbon there is the presence of a single bond which is making the second carbon easy rotation. But here if you will see in a geometrical isomers which is applicable to the alkenes, so between the carbon and a carbon there is a presence of a double bond. So where there is a presence of a double bond which is making some hard, making the rotation of the second carbon which is completely restricted or somewhat making hard in the rotation of the second carbon. So that is the geometrical isomer. So mainly best example we can take it as alkenes. So alkenes, so that is so based on the spatial arrangement of atoms or a geometrical arrangement of atoms. So if the atoms are on the same side, so such compounds are called as the cis isomers. When the groups are in opposite sides, that are called as the trans isomers. So cis and a trans, so where we can also call as the EZ. So even geometrical isomer is also, so the other names for a geometrical isomers are a cis and a trans isomers, and a E and Z isomerism. And so based on the rotation we can give a cis and a trans. So on the side, if the groups are in the same side, so based on the rotation we can give a E configuration. So E which is representing a where E means which is representing where the groups are in a, so same groups which are in a opposite direction, and Z, so Z which means which is representing the groups are in a same side. So that's why we are calling it as a cis. So cis and a trans, so even the geometrical isomerism is also called as a cis trans isomerism. So which is opposite sides of a double bond. So best example if you will see here. So best example. So bromine, fluorine and a hydrogen. So if you will see here, so bromine and a chlorine. So bromine higher priority we are giving to the halogens. So where the chlorine and a bromine which are on the same side. So same side, so which is a cis isomer, which is also called as a Z, and a bromine and a chlorine, so higher priority of the halogen, which is given to the on a opposite side. So opposite side, so which is giving as a trans isomer or the E isomer. Now we will see the plane polarized light. So what is meant by plane polarized light? So plane polarized light. So when a normal light or a ordinary light, when it is passed, so ordinary light which consisting of a waves which are whose vibrations are in all directions, such a light when it is passed through an equal prism, so whose vibrations are in all directions, that is getting cut off, and which is formed to be a vibrate in a single direction or in a single plane. So such light is called as a plane polarized light. So if the organic compounds or the isomers which showing a rotation towards the plane polarized light, maybe a right side clockwise and anti-clockwise. So such compounds, so maybe a dextrorotatory and a levorotatory, so which is represented by a plus and a minus. So such compounds, so which is showing the orientation towards the clockwise and anti-clockwise, such compounds are called as a optically active compounds. So this is how, so ordinary like sodium lamp, which is whose vibrations are in all directions, when it is passed through a filter, so monochromatic light, so which is whose vibrations are cutting off in all directions, so which is passed through in a single plane, so that is passed through a sample, and here the analyzation takes place, and this is a detector. So that is a plane polarized light, so where we can detect how the orientation is taking place of a given isomer. Now we will see the racemic mixture. So what is the racemic mixture? So this is a small definition of a racemic mixture. So racemic mixture is a equimolar ratio or a equal amounts of enantiomers. So as we know, so enantiomers are the mirror images of each other and are not superimposable, and which is a optical active towards the plane polarized light, and uh, which is showing the orientation towards the right and the left. But here racemic mixture, which is a equimolar ratio, equal parts of enantiomers, and here enantiomers are the optical active. But here when we are taking in a equal parts of enantiomers, where the racemic mixture are showing a optical inactive. So optical inactive means here, so which is showing in a opposite protection, which is cancelling each other. So cancelling each other means, so yeah, such compounds are called as a optical inactive. So a mixture which is called as a racemic mixture. And here, so some of the examples of a racemic mixture like a lactic acid, D-lactic acid, or a plus positive lactic acid and a negative lactic acid. And here most chemical reaction which produces the chiral molecule produces a racemic mixture. So here butanone, a chiral carbon, which is taking a chiral, which is reacting with a hydrogen, a chiral molecule, which is giving a pure butanol. So this is the reaction. And here so R and S configuration, even the R and S configuration, so based on the rotation we can give a configuration to the enantiomer or the racemic mixture also. So we will see the R and S configuration later. So chiral carbon, so as we know what is meant by chiral carbon and a chirality. So when the carbon is attached to the 4 different groups, such center is called as the chiral carbon, which is represented with the asterisk. So which is the chiral carbon which is represented with the asterisk. So this is a point where it is attached to the 4 different groups, and this is the mirror image of the, so second is the mirror image of the first one. And a best example, that is the 2-butanol. So 2-butanol is the example, so which is attached to the 4 different groups. So here if you will see the hydroxyl group, and here methyl group and ethyl group. So that means here the chiral carbon which is attached to the 4 different groups. And a chirality, so chirality which is chirality in a Greek which can be means here handedness. So any object which is showing the chirality, that is always a mirror image of each other. And if a molecule is having a mirror image but differ which is showing a different from the molecule, and here which is said to be a chiral carbon and a chiral molecule or a chiral carbon. So best example of a universe we will see here, best example, natural example, if you see chiral objects like a hand, feet, gloves and screws and a corkscrews. So these are some of the natural examples where it is showing a chiral center. So achiral means so which is showing a non-superimposable, and just showing how the difference is showing with a chiral and a achiral. So achiral means which is non-superimposable, and here which is a having a 2 or 3 groups when compared to the chirality. And if you see what is meant by natural chirality in a organic molecule. So in organic molecules, as we know, so when the carbon is attached to the 4 different groups, and but here this how the so 4 different groups but differ in the spatial arrangement of every even atom, and here which is showing a mirror image. So one of the compound is showing a mirror image of the other, and here which is showing a non-superimposable of each other. So some of the examples of a chirality and a non-chirality. So this is an example, so which is showing a chiral and a superimposable and a mirror images. And here, if you will see, so which is having the same groups here, so two methyl groups, so which is showing the same groups. And here hydrogen and a chlorine, hydrogen and a chlorine. So that means here achiral carbon. So 4 different groups are not there here. So achiral carbon, so that is a superimposable and a non-superimposable. So chiral is a non-superimposable and achiral is a superimposable. So best natural chirality which is showing in our hand only. So if you see here, where the left hand is the mirror image of the right hand. So if you see here, so just see here, so where the left hand is showing a mirror image of the right hand. But if you will see here, if you will see when we are fixing the molecule, when we are fixing the hand, so which cannot be fixed on a, so same position, same direction I'm fixing, but here now fingers are not fixing on the same fingers. So that means here non-superimposable. So mirror images and a non-superimposable. And here, so next topic we are having is so that is the difference between a chirality and a chirality. And here, elements of symmetry. Elements of symmetry means here, so how it is showing to the molecule. So we are having in our universe if you will see in every object which can be cutted into 2 equal halves, or it may be or not into 2 equal halves. Now, so best example we can take a banana. So where the banana is when it is cutted into 2 equal halves, but same half it is not showing same half that is not present in the second half. So that means here it is a non-superimposable. So if you see here, maybe optical active or optical inactive. So here if you see, so there are generally, so there are 3 types of a symmetry of elements: a plane of symmetry, center of symmetry, and a axis of symmetry. Plane of symmetry. So what is meant by a plane of symmetry? So plane of symmetry, where when we are passing a plane through any given compound, so which cutted the molecule or a compound into 2 equal halves, and at the same time one of the half is the mirror image of the other half. So that is the main point here. So here plane of a symmetry, when we are passing a plane through a molecule, so when we are passing through just consider this is a molecule, when I am passing a plane here, so when I am passing the plane, where one of the half, so this is a half, so just see here, so this is a half which is showing the mirror images. So that is a plane of symmetry, and here which is a showing optical activity, so which can be represented with the plus and the negative sign. And next is the center of symmetry. So some of the example I mentioned here, so plus and a minus, so where the when we are cutting the molecule, that is divided into two equal halves. So when we are passing a plane of symmetry, so see two equal halves, two equal halves we are getting, that is a mesoform, and a plane of symmetry, that is a plane of symmetry. Next is the center of symmetry. So center of symmetry, where I am taking the one of the compound here by considering one of the point. So by considering one of the point, so here this is a compound, by considering one of the point, I am passing a line through a molecule. When I am passing through a molecule, so here what are the groups are there? So here for example on this side, so here chlorine is there. So on the same side where I am passing here the point or passing through a line, on the opposite side the same chlorine should be there. So that means here, so on the opposite side means here, so here, so in that way. So here chlorine is there means here chlorine. Here hydrogen is there means here hydrogen. So see the example. So on the opposite, by passing a point, by passing a line, so whatever the group is there on the one side, the same group should be there on the opposite side. So chlorine on the opposite side of a double bond, that is a chlorine is there, hydrogen on the opposite side of a hydrogen, again hydrogen is there. So this is one of the example, or I took one more example, that is a 2,4-dimethyl cyclobutane. So if you will see here, carboxyl group on the same side, by passing the center of symmetry on the same on the opposite end, again carboxyl group is there. And here if you will see here methyl group, again on the opposite end of the, again methyl group is there, hydrogen on the opposite side hydrogen. So this is how it is following the center of symmetry. And the next is the last type of symmetry is the axis of symmetry. So what is meant by axis of symmetry? So axis of symmetry, by taking one of the axes of a molecule and starting a rotation by taking one of the angle. So here 360 by n, so 360 degree by n. So n is nothing but a number of rotation. So number of rotation means based or in order to get a identical structure, how many rotations it is taking place by taking one of the axis of a element. So that is the axis of symmetry. Here best example here. So this is how, so first and the second, so where it is showing a 90 degrees rotation by, so when it is showing a 90 degrees rotation, so all groups are changing its position. So that is a, by taking one of the axis, it is started rotating. So that is a first and a second is a following the axis of symmetry. Now we will see here conformation. So what is the actual definition for a conformation? So conformation is nothing but the different arrangement of atoms or groups in a space due to the free rotation of a, so just as we discussed in the Newman projection, so as the first carbon is fixing and there is a free rotation in the second carbon or a carbon. So such compounds, such arrangement of atoms in a such compounds are called as the conformation, and this is mainly seen in a three-dimensional structure. So based on the three-dimensional arrangement of a given three-dimensional arrangement of atoms in a given structure. So now we will see here. So next we are having is the conformation analysis. So this is mainly applicable, conformation is mainly applicable to the N-butane. So conformation and conformation analysis of N-butane, if you will see here. So this is the N-butane structure. So even the N-butane structure can also be called as a 2,3-dimethyl ethane. So if you will see, 1,2-dimethyl ethane. So at first and the second carbon where the methyl groups are there, even the butane is also called as a 1,2-dimethyl, and this is how we can represent a Newman projection by taking a point and by taking a circle. And here, so that is the conformation of a N-butane, and this is a when it is started a rotation in a 120 degrees rotation. I will show in a detail. So that is, if you see here 120 degrees rotation, and here dihedral angle which is in a 60 degrees rotation. So if you will see here almost all the rotations, if you will see here, so this is the 2,3-dimethyl or a N-butane, 2,3-dimethyl-ethane or N-butane. This is the Newman projection. So here, so if we see the first structure, why there is a need of a rotation of a why there is a rotation of isomers. So if we see here first carbon, so where it is attached to the methyl group, and even the second carbon is also attached to the methyl group. So that means here there is a steric hindrance is more. So that means here there is a higher repulsion between the two methyl groups. So as the repulsion is more, so which is a less stable one. So as there is a less stable one, it started a rotation in the second carbon. So by when it is a rotation in the second carbon by taking a 60 degrees, so here methyl group is shifted here. And again there is a rotation in the third carbon by taking a 60 plus 60, 120 degrees. So where the methyl group is getting here. So methyl group is getting here. And here again there is a rotation in the 60 degrees. So 60 degrees again. So this is the conformation. So 60, if there is a rotation of 60, that is called as a Gaucher conformation. And if it is a 120 degrees, which is called as the eclipse conformation. And here anti-conformation. So why we are calling it as anti-conformation? So where the methyl groups are in a anti-position, where the repulsion is very less when compared to the first structure. So where the repulsion is more, which is a less stable one. But here where the repulsion is very less, and this is the in an anti-position, which is a more stable conformation of all this conformation. Anti-structure and anti-conformation is the most stable one. And again in order to get a identical structure, again there is a rotation in a 60 degrees. So where the methyl group is coming here, again which is started a 60 degrees rotation. So methyl, so I'm just first carbon, I'm not changing any position or any displacement of the group. So only the second carbon groups. Again the second carbon, so here again methyl carbon, again started rotation in order to get identical structure. So the identical structure. So these are the some of the orientation of the conformations of a in order to get the identical structure by taking a 60 degrees or 180, 120, and these are the different conformation. And here first structure which is a less stable one, and the anti which is a more stable one. And this is the graph. This is the graph. So first conformation. So this is the first conformation which is a less stable one, and here more peak is there. So more peak is there means this is the conformation which is the more stable one when all this conformation. So these are the peaks. So here, so this is the fourth structure which is the where the methyl groups are in a anti-position. So anti-position. So if you see the fourth structure, that is the anti-position, that is the most stable one. That is the how we are getting the graph. Now we will see the R and S configuration. So how we can give a R and S configuration to a given structure here. So Ingold and a Prelog. So Prelog and Ingold, these are the two chemists. These are the chemists who give the isomers by the R and the S. So by following the sum of the rules, or a priority should be given when there is a rotation. So either maybe a clockwise or a anti-clockwise. So first priority that is based on the atomic size. So if based on the atomic number, so if the atomic number is more, so that should get a higher priority when compared to the hydrogen. So here this is the order of priority. Iodine is getting higher priority when the bromine, and then chlorine, and then fluorine, and the oxygen, nitrogen, carbon, and the last priority that is getting a for the hydrogen, hence it is having the atomic number 1. And the next is the second priority that is given based, so that is based on the atomic number. These are the examples. And the next priority based on the isotopes. So if it is having a 2 or more isotopes in a given compound, so like best example like a hydrogen and a deuterium. So that means deuterium is getting higher priority than a hydrogen. If it is containing a tritium and a deuterium, then tritium is getting higher priority and a deuterium. So that is the second priority. And the third priority based on the bond. So if it is having a single bond, double bond and a triple bond. So triple bond is getting higher priority than a double bond, and then it is going for a single bond. So double bonded examples I gave here. So where the double bond is getting higher priority when compared to the single bonded atom. So here, so based on the priority, after taking the priority, when it is showing a clockwise, if it is showing a clockwise orientation, that is called as the R configuration, and if it is showing a anti-clockwise, that is called as the S isomer. So based on the orientation, so clockwise is called as the R and the anti-clockwise is called as the S isomers. So these are the some of the examples of which is showing R and S. So if you see here, so which is having a one chiral carbon. So based on the chiral carbon, so here I am giving a first priority, that is a oxygen. Then, so here when it is having a carbon and a carbon, so that means here ethyl is getting a higher priority than a methyl. So ethyl is getting priority, then a methyl, and last priority, that is going for a hydrogen. So that means here least priority, which is having a hydrogen. So if we see by taking the number here, first, second, third, fourth. So that means here which is showing a clockwise direction. So clockwise direction, which is giving a R configuration, and here chiral carbon, so hydroxy and a ethyl and a methyl and a hydrogen. So that means here, so first, second and a third. So that means fourth here. So that means which is moving a rotation in a anti-clockwise. Hence we are giving a S configuration. So which is consisting of a single chiral carbon. Even this is applicable to the compound which is having a two chiral carbons also. Two chiral carbons. So these are the some of the examples. Even the isomers which consisting of a two isomers. So two isomers. So that are the best examples. So these are the some of the topics that is covered in a stereochemistry. Now we will deal with a